All right, buckle up, everybody, because we are diving deep today.
Deeper than we've ever gone before.
That's right. Revelation chapter 13.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. A chapter that has fascinated and, frankly, terrified people for centuries.
Yeah.
And today, we're going to unpack some of its mysteries. We're going to pull out some key insights.
Some practical takeaways.
Absolutely, that you can apply to your life, even today.
Even today, 2,000 years later, it's still relevant.
It really is. Now, I got to admit, I've always been a little bit fascinated by the imagery of Revelation.
Who isn't?
You know, you got these beasts with multiple heads and horns and names of blasphemy.
That's wild.
It really is wild. But, you know, I'm no biblical scholar.
Well, no, but that's all right. That's why we're a team.
Exactly. Exactly. And luckily, I have you here to help us understand what it all means.
I'm happy to break it down.
So, right off the bat, we encounter this beast rising from the sea, 7 heads,
10 horns.
a name of blasphemy. Like, what's the significance of all that? Well, you know, it's important to remember that John, the author of Revelation, he was writing in a very symbolic language.
Right. Not meant to be taken literally.
Right, exactly. These beasts, they're not like literal monsters.
Not Godzilla.
No, not Godzilla. But they represent something much deeper.
Yeah.
So think of them more like powerful forces,
Okay.
systems, ideologies that stand in opposition to God.
So like powers, institutions that are kind of working against God's purposes.
Exactly, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the sea is significant in Revelation.
Yeah, the sea often symbolizes chaos and instability.
Right.
So this beast emerging from the sea,
Yeah.
it suggests a power that arises out of turmoil, you know? And it seeks to disrupt.
To disrupt the established order.
Exactly, yeah, to kind of throw things into chaos. And then you have the 7 heads and 10 horns, right? So that's
Yeah.
not accidental. That emphasizes its vast reach and influence.
Like it's not just one localized power.
Yeah, right. It's a composite force,
Okay.
like a coalition of different entities.
Like a mega empire of some kind.
Yeah, exactly. With global impact.
Okay. And then there's this whole blasphemy thing.
Right.
That seems pretty serious.
Yeah, blasphemy in this context means like a direct challenge to God's authority.
Okay.
This beast isn't just powerful, it's actively trying to usurp God's place
Wow.
and set itself up as the ultimate authority.
Like it's closing a power that doesn't belong to it.
That's exactly it.
Wow. That's pretty intense.
It is, yeah. And, you know, it makes you think about certain leaders or groups today
Oh, yeah.
who demand that kind of absolute obedience
Yeah.
and try to silence any opposing views.
Yeah, that's a good connection. Throughout history, it seems like there have always been these figures, these institutions that want to control.
Right. They want to control others through fear, through intimidation. And that's what's so powerful about this imagery. It's a reminder to be wary of anyone who claims to have all the answers and demands unquestioning loyalty.
Absolutely. Now, things take an interesting turn when this beast suffers a seemingly fatal wound. But then it's miraculously healed. What's going on there?
This is where it gets really fascinating, I think.
Okay.
This wounded head that heals, it could symbolize a temporary setback.
Okay.
You know, a crisis, a defeat that this power seems to overcome. But instead of being weakened, it comes back even stronger.
Wow.
And its influence is amplified by this display of resilience.
It's like, I don't know, like when a political movement or an ideology experiences a major setback.
Right.
But it manages to rebrand itself and gain even more followers.
Yeah, they kind of capitalize on that.
Yeah, it plays on people's desire for stability.
Right. Yeah,
Even if the ideology itself is harmful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what Revelation is warning us about. Be discerning. Because sometimes the most alluring solutions can be the most dangerous.
Wow. Now, if that first beast wasn't intriguing enough, Revelation throws in another twist.
Oh, yeah.
A second beast
Beast number 2.
that rises from the earth.
From the earth this time.
And it looks like a lamb, but talks like a dragon.
Whoa, what is going on here?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
What are we to make of that?
Well, this second beast is all about deception.
Okay.
It appears harmless, appealing even, but its words are poisonous.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Okay.
And it makes you think about, those charismatic leaders
Yeah.
who preach messages of peace and unity.
Right.
But
Right.
while they're doing that, they're subtly promoting division and hatred.
It's scary.
It
The lamb with a dragon's voice. I mean, it really makes you wonder, like, what kind of wolves in sheep's clothing do we need to be wary of today?
Right. Who are the people that we should be paying attention to their actions more than their words?
Yeah.
Because this beast, it encourages people to worship the first beast,
Okay.
to buy into its system. So it could represent propaganda, misinformation,
Okay.
even those subtle social pressures that lead us to conform to a certain way of thinking.
It's like peer pressure, but on a societal level.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of the air that we breathe.
Right.
We don't even realize that it's influencing us.
Right. And the second beast doesn't just talk the talk.
No.
It walks the walk.
Yeah.
It performs signs and wonders, even making fire come down from heaven.
It's a showman.
It's like a master illusionist captivating its audience with spectacular displays.
That's right. And that imagery highlights the seductive power of the spectacular.
Mhm.
So think about how easily we can be swayed by grand promises,
Yeah.
flashy displays, things that seem to defy explanation. And this beast uses that human fascination
Yeah.
to manipulate and control.
This whole idea of being drawn in by spectacular signs, it makes me think about, how easily we fall for things that seem too good to be true, whether it's in advertising or even in our personal lives. It's a good reminder to look beyond the surface.
Yeah.
Don't be so easily impressed.
Yeah.
Think critically.
Right. About what we're being asked to believe.
Exactly.
Now, perhaps the most chilling part of the whole chapter is the mark of the beast.
Yeah, that one.
This symbol that's required for buying and selling. Now, you were saying earlier that it's not a literal mark,
Right.
but what does that actually mean for us? What would allegiance to this beast system look like in our daily lives?
Well, I think it's about conformity.
Okay.
It's about buying into the beast's ideology and perhaps even compromising your own values to fit in or to get ahead.
Oh, right. Think about how certain ideologies or systems today, they try to limit access or opportunity
Yeah.
for those who don't subscribe to their beliefs.
Right.
So it raises these questions about freedom of thought and the pressures to conform in our own time.
So if the mark isn't about a physical tattoo or something, how do we recognize it?
Yeah.
Like, what are the signs that we might be buying into a harmful system?
I think it's about asking yourself some tough questions.
Okay.
Are you being pressured to compromise your values for the sake of acceptance
Okay.
or success? Are you silencing your own doubts or dissenting opinions to avoid conflict? Are you allowing fear or the desire for security to dictate your choices? I think those are the kinds of things that might indicate, you're giving allegiance to a system that ultimately goes against your best interests.
That's a powerful point. And then there's the whole mystery of the number 666
Yes.
associated with the beast. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, in biblical numerology, 7 represents completeness and perfection.
Okay.
6, being 1 less than 7, symbolizes falling short.
Okay.
So 666, with its triple emphasis on imperfection, represents the beast's utter opposition to God, its complete lack of divine authority.
So it's not just about a spooky number,
Yeah.
but a symbol of something much deeper.
Much deeper, yeah. And I think this whole chapter, it serves as a potent warning against the allure of power,
Okay.
the dangers of blind allegiance, and the need for critical thinking in a world that's saturated with information and competing claims to truth.
Yeah, it's a call to be vigilant, to examine our own beliefs,
Our own choices.
our own choices, and to ensure that we're not giving our allegiance to systems that ultimately seek to control and dehumanize.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much for taking us on this deep dive into Revelation 13. It may be an ancient text, but as we've seen, its message is as relevant today as ever.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you next time.